INFJs use caution in both their words and deeds. But despite my desire to avoid hurting people, INFJs ponder why some people still despise them for following their desires. Here are 10 reasons why people despise INFJs for going after their desires. 1. INFJs don't give a damn about breaking with convention. INFJs are disliked by certain individuals since they don't strive to fit in. People who have given up their preferences to fit in are annoyed by the INFJ's opposition to fashionable ideas, conventional alternatives, and the status quo. They believe that INFJs are being unfair by going against the current when everyone else is making an effort to do the same. They feel that the INFJ's ease in pursuing their preferences is unjust to others who compromise their principles in order to be liked and acceptable. People don't realize that they weren't compelled to mix in the first place, though, which is a shame. The only thing that compels individuals to set aside their values and accept what the majority holds to be true is their desire to fit in. So people criticize the INFJ for not caring about the trends. But why don't you care about trends, INFJ? 2. They don't want to be under anyone's control. The domineering, manipulative, and selfish people who feel entitled to rule the INFJ are frequently the ones who despise INFJs for just doing what they desire. These individuals adore INFJs, becoming more self-conscious as a result of their criticism and remarks on their way of life, actions, and choices. The ultimate aim of those who are manipulative is to change how INFJs feel and think about themselves. They desire to establish power and control over their decisions and behaviors, since doing so will demonstrate their supremacy. INFJs, on the other hand, are not the kind to accept other people's methods. They are the ones who determine the rules and fashions. They will so only let down those who try to exert control over them. People who are angry and disappointed despise INFJs for only following their passions. 3. Not everyone is capable of what INFJs are. Even while it is common for everyone to have things that others don't and to lack things that others have, some people find this idea to be excruciating. They are unable to accept the fact that someone will always outperform and outwit them. These pathological perfectionists are always comparing themselves to people, especially INFJs, who are superior to them in certain ways. INFJs, however, irritate others more since they won't give up or scale back their efforts to allow others a chance. Envious people constantly compare themselves to INFJs while achieving nothing, despite the fact that they are always learning and growing. Additionally, jealous and perfectionist individuals would feel inferior and unworthy the more the INFJ gained anything. But do you believe it's your duty as an INFJ to help people feel good about themselves? 4. INFJs serve as a reminder of their weakness in willpower. The INFJ may make people angry because they are their living insecurities. Lack of the desire, energy, and drive to pursue their goals and overcome difficulties is one of these fears. Some people choose to quietly observe another person's hard work and then become upset when they are unable to achieve the same. The ability to muster the motivation to carry out necessary tasks separates the achievers from the sedentary. However, other people feel uncomfortable, helpless, weak, and inadequate because they lack such trait. They will continue to regard more capable people as their walking insecurities, until they can finally admit their lack of willpower. 5. INFJs are seen as the norm. INFJs unintentionally irritate and frustrate others by setting the bar high or serving as an example. They unknowingly put pressure on people, particularly those with whom they often engage. Must be equally driven, responsible, dedicated, and focused on their goals as they are. People were then sent INFJs for being who they are. They despise them for doing as they please, since it might be challenging to follow these instructions, such as sticking to their schedule, exercising self-control, volunteering, and standing up for what's right. Many people occasionally view INFJs as an example and an inspiration. It puts the rest of the group behind. But it's also unjust that the INFJ, who accidentally set the benchmark, is despised by their rivals. Are you aware of the INFJ friends who are attempting to live up to your standards? 6. No one can copy them. Those who have been following the INFJ's development are either inspired or uneasy. Regardless, they strive to emulate the INFJ's achievements and accomplishments in order to succeed in life. But due of their lack of dedication, focus, and discipline, they would refocus their goals and reduce their vision. The dissatisfaction and annoyance they feel toward themselves become stronger with time. And when they can no longer handle it, they channel and direct it towards INFJ. They dislike the INFJ for consistently doing what they want to do for these and other reasons. People wouldn't need to assess their own development and timetable against that of the INFJ if they could just forge their own pathways and follow their hearts. They wouldn't have to harbor grudges against them for the emotional harm they were unaware they had done. 7. Individuals are consumed by their inner critic. INFJs shouldn't feel responsible for how they make other people feel as long as they are aware that there is nothing wrong with what they are doing. People have their own internal conversations, which are none of the INFJ's concern. Everybody listens to and communicates with a voice inside, whether it be for guidance, assistance, or inspiration. But rather than engaging them, these voices often cast doubt on, criticize, and minimize them. They will be reminded of their mistakes, failures, and ineptitude every time they engage with an INFJ because they recognize that the INFJ is a representation of their ideal selves. These people indulge in self-criticism, which makes them resent those who are just performing a good job and living a fantastic life. Are you an INFJ who occasionally engages in self-criticism? 8. Some individuals just detest witnessing the success of others. People who are extremely narcissistic and selfish plan to ruin the happiness of others. Therefore, as soon as they notice an INFJ succeeding in life, they'll experience feeling assaulted, angry, and frustrated. When someone is content, they can tolerate it even when they are unhappy. If they are depressed, they will make sure that everyone around them experience the same thing. It's because, unlike self-aware people like INFJs, they are unable to experience true happiness. The INFJ's enjoyment will be seen by narcissists as an act of aggression towards them, with all sorts of absurd arguments and illusions to back this up. However, self-conscious INFJs who are aware of the narcissist's plans will fight tooth and nail to avoid accepting these mind-numbing explanations. 9. Some people are preoccupied with the idea of doing nothing. Those who are resentful of the INFJ's independence and advancement are those who are unable to carry out their own objectives. They only focus on worrying about things they cannot alter or control. They suffer from the mental anguish and agitation brought on by their irrational fears, which may or may not come true. Their troubled mind is continuously thinking about problems and challenges, yet does nothing for them. And they become anxious and irritated when they observe how the INFJ handles situations and worries less. Feelings of inadequacy are sparked by the INFJ's worry-free lifestyle and emotional stability. What counsel would you provide an INFJ who always worries? 10. No one can make himself happy. People who can't make themselves happy sometimes detest individuals who are more liberated and happier than they are. Their definition of happiness is constantly based on what they see on social media or what other people want them to view. Additionally, INFJs are living their greatest lives while not giving a damn about what others think. Outsiders who are continuously observing their dishes may clearly see how happy they are. Happiness, though, is a decision. Making others feel content with their lives, careers, and relationships is not the INFJ's job. If they are unable to find contentment in their existing situation, INFJs are pleased with what they already have and work hard to get their goals. However, some people are unable to achieve it. INFJs should avoid interacting with others who aren't happy for them. Does your inner circle support you as an INFJ, since these folks are either unconscious of their inner struggles or covertly scheming against their endeavors? Do you know someone who despises you for following your desires?